What's good, everybody? My beautiful, beautiful soul flowers. Welcome back to my channel, Pieces of Her. This is your girl, Natalie Diane. And y'all, we are back. And yes, as you can see, I have revamped my channel just a little bit. Okay, so first I want to talk about why I decided to change my channel to Pieces of Her. I decided to change because there have been so many parts in my life where I feel like I've been put together piece by piece, and I'm still being put together piece by piece. And there's moments where I feel like every day, we're still learning, we're still growing, and we're still becoming the best versions of ourselves every single day. And that's through the certain things that we go through in life. And you can only get there one step at a time, one piece at a time. So that's why I decided to change my channel to Pieces of Her. However, this channel is a channel that relates to everybody. It's a channel that is about healing mentally, spiritually, physically, all of that. Like, if this resonates with you, it is for you. Where have I been? Okay, I know you've been wanting to know that. Let's talk about it. I know I do this thing with YouTube a lot where I show up and I disappear. I show up and I disappear. And I'm in a season where I want to be as transparent as possible to the people that actually do care about, my well-being and where I'm at and things like that. Life been lifing, y'all. Life been lifing. We just gonna keep it a book and staying afloat and maintaining a positive attitude through everything has been extremely hard some days. But for the most part, your girl is making it happen. Okay. So yeah, life just been doing a lot, and that's kind of where this topic came from today. So let me know where y'all been. What y'all been up to? How y'all been? So I just want to really go ahead and get into it because I don't like super, super long intros. Like, if you know me, I'm a straight to the point girly. Okay. I am that girl. So we just gonna hop right into it. If you see me looking to the side a little bit, it's because I did take down notes because I can get sidetracked. Okay? I can. But we're not gonna do that today. So what really inspired this video is my crash out at work. Y'all, like, I've been at this point where I have been feeling stuck, and I've been at a point where I really have been wanting to just quit my job. I am grateful for my job. I'm grateful for, the ability to be able to show up to a place almost every day and, have a steady income and be able to pay my bills. That is a blessing, and a lot of people don't get a chance to do that. They aren't able to do that. And a lot of people, I understand, wish they were in my shoes. A lot of people, I understand, they don't have a job and they wish that they did, and they wish that they were able to pay their bills and stuff like that. So by no means am I saying that I'm not grateful for it, because I am. But when you are not fully walking in your purpose, you start to build some sort of a resentment towards, I think, life, and this is my way of, like, really, it was like a battle with it, when I crashed out at work, and it made me realize that I feel stuck, and I felt stuck. And I want to talk about some of the reasons why we feel stuck, not just at our jobs, but just in life in general. I have a few reasons why, and then I have a couple reasons, or a couple, things that can kind of help us, I think, stray away from feeling struck and get out of feeling struck. So let's go ahead and hop into it. You know what I'm saying? So number one, the reason why I feel like we get stuck in situations is because we have outgrown our current situation. I think a lot of us stay in situations that we know no longer serve us, but we stay because we're comfortable in that environment, and us removing ourselves from that environment means that we are stepping into an unknown, and us stepping into that unknown is scary because we don't know what's out there, right? So I think for me, when it's comfortable for me to get up and go to my job and clock in knowing that I'm going to have money to pay my bills and do all the things that I desire to do. But it's also frustrating because I'm tired. I didn't feel like I made the time to do the things that I needed to do, like YouTube or edit or, go over my scripts and stuff when it comes to acting. And I got frustrated, or I get frustrated when it comes to certain things at work, to where I'm blowing up on the wrong people, or I'm saying too much, or, it's a lot. So I think once we start removing ourselves out of these situations that we know we don't belong in anymore, it's like we're trying to fit ourselves in these boxes that we can't fit in. And I fall victim of that. And I want to tell you a quick story about when I moved from Birmingham to Georgia, what happened to me when I got off the elevator to my old job when I worked at Regions Contact Center. So before working at Regions Contact Center, I was working as an insurance clerk, and I told myself that I wouldn't be there for more than 2 years at Regions Contact Center. So I started in July or June of 2018. And by 2020, your girl was in Georgia somewhere. Okay. But, so yeah, I got off the elevator that second year of me being there, and I looked around the same building I go to every single day, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday. That same building, I looked around, and there was like, I don't know if you've ever worked in a contact center before, but there are like windows everywhere when you step off the elevator. So you can see like outside, and it was beautiful, but it was like, and then you work in these like cubicles, and it's the same cubicle unless you know, got promoted or something, which I did, but you still work in cubicles or a small office or whatever. So you get in these cubicles, and I just got off the elevator and I looked around and I said, I feel trapped. I feel trapped. And that is what made me say, you know what? I'm going to move to Georgia and I'm going to pursue my dreams of modeling and acting. And really, it was more so for acting, but I'm going to pursue my dream because I don't want to do this shit no more. So yeah, when you've outgrown your situation, you start to build some sort of a resentment, and you you become you become very frustrated very easily. And we need to know the signs on when we need to move out of those situations, whether that's a relationship, a job, a friendship, whatever, because it can be anything. Like mine specifically fell into my job, the reason why I started feeling this way. But really, we stay in relationships longer than we should when it no longer serves us, and we still feel stuck. We may feel stuck in that relationship or whatever. So the next one for me would be operating in fear instead of faith. Y'all, this is a big one for me because this is this goes hand in hand with, I feel like, staying in a situation longer than you should because you get comfortable. Like when we operate in a fear-based mindset, but we say we believe in the divine, we say we believe in God, the Most High, whatever you call your source, it's like we start operating out of fear because you're scared to leave that job because you don't know if you'll be able to pay your bills, or you don't know if what was placed on your heart or that purpose is what you're really meant to be doing, or you don't know if you leave that relationship, something better is going to come along. That's operating in a fear mindset. So for me, I ask every day, and I speak it into existence over my life, like I am ready to be taken out of this situation and be put into what I know I'm called to do, what I know I'm meant to do, and truly trust that everything's going to work out. Everything is working out according to plan. If I say that I believe that I was put here to do this certain thing, if I say I believe I was put here to be of service to others, then why is it that I operate in fear, And I think part of it comes from your environment and society. When you surround yourself around certain people or certain things, or you have these habits and stuff, like it's easy to operate in fear because, say for instance, I don't know, want to be an interior designer and you're hanging around drug dealers. Like, it's just, there's nothing wrong with however people want to live their life, because that's their life, that's their choice. However, we can't expect to go certain places if we aren't necessarily willing to put in the work. If we aren't willing to put in the work by removing certain things, because some things we have to understand we are in control of. So for me, operating in fear means me staying at my job because I'm afraid that I won't be able to take care of certain things, or me staying in this relationship because I don't think I will get better. That is me operating in fear. Me operating in faith is saying, you know what? I know that I've worked hard, and I know that I am a hard worker, and I know that this vision and this dream and this goal was placed in me. And you still can stay at your job. Like, let's just take job for example. Like, if I have a goal or I have a vision, that's saying that, okay, I'm going to take this amount of money and I'm going to put it into this because I believe, and I know, not I believe, because I belief is something that's a whole nother story. I know that this is going to happen. That is operating out of faith. Yeah, for me, it's just I have to learn to really know what I say that I know, and operate in that knowing. You know? Oh, I'm hilarious. Okay. So the next one is you've lost connection with your why. And maybe you don't know your why. Maybe some people don't know their why when it comes to acting and when it comes to creating and stuff like that. Like, I've always wanted to be, I always wanted to be able to inspire others, So let's say my connection with like YouTube. The reason why I feel stuck and why I feel like I'm here one moment with YouTube and then here the next minute with YouTube, or just creating in general, because I get into a funk where I just delete all apps from my phone. I'm talking about like all social media. I just go into a delete spree and just delete everything. So I think, like, for me, the reason that is because I've lost connection with that why. Like, if my goal is to inspire others, it shouldn't matter how many people like my video today or when I post it. Like, and granted, yeah, like when the money and stuff starts to come in, like that, it hits different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start being like, ooh, y'all like me like that. But the why is still the same. Like, the why doesn't change just because the bank account does. That's a word. Tell me it ain't. I need a sip of water. But yeah, just because like your bank account changed doesn't mean your why has to change. So I think once you lose focus of that, then you start to feel stuck and you start to feel complacent, right? So just don't ever lose focus of your why. Like always remember why you started. Always remember why you're doing what you're doing. And if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, ask. You know, ask you like I said earlier, whatever source you believe in, ask God, the Most High, divine. Sit with yourself and really figure out why am I doing this? And if the answer is ever somebody else, you're doing it for the wrong reason. I'm going to tell you that now. If the answer does not come from within and if the answer is not for you, then you're doing it for the wrong reason. Okay, so another big one I think for me is we be pouring into things that we don't need to pour into. We be pouring into things that do not pour back into us. And I felt guilty of this, especially like last year and earlier this year, I would say. There's been a lot of like reconstruction going on in my life when it comes to people and all this other stuff. Like I was rooting for people that was not rooting for me. I was worrying about things and people that weren't worrying about me. Like I was pouring all my time and my energy into this job that's not pouring back into me. Like, so we have to stop pouring into all of these things that does not serve us. Again, that goes back to the first point, but it's like when you have, when you're pouring into things that have poured into you, either you've outgrown that situation or you've just placed yourself in a situation that you know that you shouldn't be in. So we have to remove ourselves from whatever is, in a sense, holding us back and step into the unknown and realize that everything is already in the works. Everything is already working itself out. Everything has already worked out. We just have to truly know that it has. One of my favorite things, and I saved this one, I'm gonna wait because I got another one that's gonna tie into the last point that I just made before the point I just made, which is your why. But your purpose. A lot of people just don't know their purpose. So many people are stuck because they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. So it doesn't necessarily go with the why, but it kind of does. But the reason why some people feel stuck also is because they don't know what the hell they're supposed to be doing. And that's okay. The good thing about that is admitting I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And then finding stuff that you just try stuff. Try different stuff. Get out. Like go to a painting class, go to a spin class, I don't know, just try stuff. Like, and I promise you, when you get out and do things that aren't of the norm, you're going to start to be like, oh, I like this. Or you're going to realize like how good you are at stuff. Like I have a friend who knits. Like, I don't know if she started knitting like randomly or if somebody taught her to knit, but it's like she knits. And for me, it was random because I'm like, girl, when did you start knitting? Like, that's cool. So it's like, and she's really good at it. So that's the point. Like, maybe that's her purpose, you know? Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, like we just have to find stuff to do that is outside of our norm and say, okay, you know what? I like that. And I feel like that's how you find your purpose. Like some people are just born into it, you know, and I feel like it comes easier for some than it does others, but I do feel like everybody has a purpose. I feel like everybody has a purpose. Like it's this girl that I work with. She's a bartender and I asked her, like, if you weren't doing this, like, what would you do outside of here? And she was like, I have my own restaurant. And I was like, I can see that because she's a people's person. Like, everybody that goes to the bar loves her. Like, people have her number. People won't come in if she's not there. I feel like she'll be really good at it. And I asked her why she doesn't do it. And she said she's scared. And that's most people's reason why. She said she's scared to do it, but she has a place in mind that she wants to buy and all this other stuff, and it's been on the market for a minute and she has not done it yet. Don't be scared. And it's easier said than done, but we can do it. So my last one that I would say is, so many of us wait on the perfect timing. Y'all knew it was coming. Y'all knew it was coming. Y'all knew it was coming. Like, there is no such thing as a perfect time for me. I just feel like in life, there's always going to be something that, in a sense, can hold you back, or there's always going to be something to be a reason or to stand in the way of you doing what you're supposed to be doing. Life is going to be there. Life is going to life. Whether we believe it or not, life's for everybody. Like, even the greats that we look up to and we're like, oh my God, like if I just had what they had, I would have no problems. They have problems too. I kid you not. Like, I look at so many people's lives and I just be like, dang, like they got a really good life. They have a really, really good life. And then like I start talking to them and getting to know them and stuff like that. And I'm like, damn, like you got just as many problems as I got. And it ain't nothing wrong with that because again, life's for everybody. Like no one's exempt from it. So there's never going to be a perfect time for you to do what you want to do in life. There's never going to be a perfect time for you to pursue that goal or whatever, that dream or that passion. You just got to get out there and you got to do it. My advice for anybody that's feeling stuck or complacent or stagnant is to figure out in your life where you're feeling that at and reconnect with yourself. Take a moment to sit and reconnect with the versions of yourself that you've lost. What are the things that you used to like to do that you no longer do anymore for whatever reason? And then when you find out what that reason is, let's sit back some more and say, okay, well, why did I stop doing that? Like, if you used to be somebody that loved to dance, why did you stop? If you used to be somebody that loved to cook, why did you stop? If you used to be somebody that just loved to go out and be in nature and just be free, why did you stop? Figure out the why. The why, you're always going to have to go back to that why. So, yeah, my biggest advice is to just really reconnect with yourself. I'm just so happy to be back, and I'm happy to just be transparent with y'all and real with y'all and not try to make this YouTube thing perfect because I'm not a perfect person. I don't have the best lighting. I don't have the best camera. Like I don't have all the equipment that, you know, some people have and stuff like that. And I think in the back of my mind, those are certain things that like kind of held me back in a sense. But for me, I have to realize that that's not what it's about. Once I'm able to get those things, you know what I'm saying, then I'll invest more into it. But right now, my purpose is to just get a message out. My purpose is to inspire. My purpose is to be the voice for others that need that voice, that need that hug, that talk, that I love you. So thank y'all so much for tuning into Pieces of Her with your girl Natalie Diane. I love y'all so much. And until next time. Mwah. Peace.